Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Growing Heart. Today, we're talking about 30 unpopular K-pop opinions that fans have been sharing recently. And I'm going to tell you whether I agree, disagree, or somewhere in between. Some of these opinions I completely agree with, some I absolutely don't, and a few honestly had me questioning everything. So let's see how controversial my opinions actually are. Let's get into it.
2026 K-pop isn't as exciting as it used to be.
I agree because a lot of recent releases feel more predictable and trend-focused to me. There are still amazing songs and artists, but overall, I don't get the same excitement from new releases that I used to.
2026's major third-generation comebacks haven't had the impact people expected.
I agree. I feel like there was a lot of hype surrounding these comebacks because third-gen groups are so nostalgic and influential. But some of them didn't create the huge cultural impact that fans were expecting. They were successful, but not necessarily event-defining.
Some newer groups' albums are better than their title tracks.
I agree with this only sometimes. There are definitely groups where the B-sides are much stronger than the title track, but I don't think it's fair to generalize this to newer groups as a whole. It really depends on the group and the album.
A viral song doesn't necessarily mean it's one of the group's best songs.
Absolutely. Virality depends on a lot of things besides musical quality, especially TikTok trends, choreography, memes and promotions. A song can be extremely popular while another less popular song from the same group can be much better musically.
Streaming and chart records have made K-pop feel more like a competition.
I agree because sometimes fans seem more interested in breaking records and beating other fandoms than actually enjoying the music. Achievements are great, but I don't think music should constantly feel like a competition.
TikTok-friendly songs are influencing music too much.
I agree. Some songs feel like they're specifically designed around a 10 to 20 second viral section, rather than being created as a complete song. Not every song needs to have a part that can become a TikTok trend.
Some experimental K-pop isn't actually experimental anymore.
I agree because once a certain unusual sound becomes popular, everyone starts doing similar things. Something can be experimental at first, but after it's repeatedly used by different groups, it starts becoming another industry formula.
Nostalgia makes second/third-gen fans overrate older music.
I disagree because I don't think nostalgia automatically means you're overrating something. Older generations genuinely have some incredible songs and albums, and appreciating them doesn't necessarily mean you're blinded by nostalgia. Of course, nostalgia can influence someone's opinion, but it isn't always the reason.
Not every comeback needs a completely new concept.
I agree. If a concept suits a group and they execute it well, there's no reason to completely change it every comeback. Consistency can actually help a group build a recognizable identity.
Some groups should release fewer songs and spend more time on them.
I agree because quality is more important than quantity to me. I'd rather have a smaller discography filled with songs that feel carefully produced than a huge discography with several filler tracks.
NMIXX, moving away from extreme mix pop, isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I agree. I understand why some fans miss their original sound, but artists and groups are allowed to evolve. If their newer style suits them better or produces music I enjoy more, I don't see changing their sound as automatically negative.
Ahyeoonaw has a better overall discography than NewJeans.
I disagree because personally, I prefer NewJeans' discography overall. I think their songs have a very distinct identity and cohesive sound. That doesn't mean I dislike Ahyeoonaw's music, but I wouldn't rank their discography above NewJeans.
A group's original concept isn't automatically their best concept.
I disagree with this as a general statement. While I agree that groups can improve after changing concepts, I think a group's original concept can absolutely be their best if it perfectly fits their identity. It depends entirely on the group.
Companies should allow groups to completely abandon their debut concept.
I agree because groups shouldn't be trapped by the concept they debuted with. Idols grow, their music can evolve, and their audience can evolve with them. If a different concept fits the members better, they should be allowed to explore it.
Some fifth-gen groups are more distinctive than people give them credit for.
I agree. I think people sometimes compare every new group to older generations instead of looking at what makes them unique. There are definitely fifth-gen groups developing their own identities, even if they haven't reached the same level of popularity yet.
Not every idol needs to be an all-rounder.
I completely agree. An idol doesn't have to be amazing at singing, dancing, rapping, producing, and everything else simultaneously. If someone is exceptional in one area and contributes something important to the group, that's already valuable.
Some idols are called great vocalists, mainly because they're stable live.
I agree. Being stable live is impressive, but stability and vocal technique aren't exactly the same thing. Someone can be very consistent during performances without necessarily having exceptional vocal technique.
Being able to hit high notes doesn't automatically make someone a good vocalist.
I disagree with the wording because while high notes alone definitely don't make someone a great vocalist, I think vocal range and the ability to perform difficult notes are important aspects of vocal ability. They just shouldn't be the only thing we judge.
Not every idol needs to participate heavily in songwriting to be considered an artist.
I agree. Being an artist isn't limited to writing your own songs. Performance, vocals, dancing, interpretation, expression, and the way someone connects with a song are also forms of artistry.
Some idols are better performers than singers, and that's completely fine.
I agree. Not every idol needs to be an incredible vocalist. K-pop is a performance industry, so being an amazing dancer, performer, or entertainer is also a legitimate strength.
Simple choreography performed well can be more impressive than extremely difficult choreography.
I agree because difficulty doesn't automatically equal quality. A simple dance can look incredible when the members have great synchronization, expressions, musicality, and stage presence.
Fans need to stop treating idols like fictional characters.
I strongly agree. Idols are real people, not characters created for fans to project whatever personality they want onto. We only see a small part of their lives, so we shouldn't act like we completely know them.
My bias would never do that. Is impossible to know.
I agree. Even if we've followed an idol for years, we only know the side of them that they choose to show publicly. We can't truly know how they would react in every situation, or what they might do privately. It's okay to trust and admire your bias, but we shouldn't act like we know them well enough to say with certainty that they would never do something.
If you hate almost everything K-pop releases now, it's okay to leave the fandom.
I agree. It's completely fine to take a break or move on if you're no longer enjoying something. You don't have to force yourself to stay in a fandom just because you've been a fan for years.
Some highly praised B-sides are only considered masterpieces because the fandom decided they are.
I disagree because while fandom hype can definitely influence people's opinions, I think some B-sides really are genuinely great. Just because a song is heavily praised by fans doesn't mean people only like it because everyone else does.
The most popular member isn't necessarily the most talented.
I agree. Popularity can come from visuals, personality, screen time, individual promotions, fan connections, or simply having a viral moment. Talent and popularity aren't the same thing.
Some underrated idols are actually appropriately rated, they're just not popular.
I agree. I think fans sometimes call every idol they personally like underrated. An idol can be talented and deserve appreciation without necessarily being underrated. Sometimes they're simply less popular than others.
Underrated is one of the most overused words in K-pop fandom.
I definitely agree. Fans use underrated for almost anyone who isn't extremely popular. An idol can have millions of fans, successful songs, and plenty of recognition, and people will still call them underrated just because they aren't as popular as their bias.
The problem isn't necessarily that 4th, 5th gen is bad. It's that K-pop has become too trend-driven.
I agree. I don't think newer generations are automatically worse. There are plenty of talented groups and amazing songs. My issue is more with the industry constantly chasing whatever sound, aesthetic or trend is currently popular, which can make different groups feel less unique. And that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments which of these opinions you agree or disagree with, and especially tell me your own unpopular K-pop opinions, because I might use them in a future video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss my next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.